Hey everyone, you're watching GT Sam. I'm Sam, and we're here with a Mazda 3 that things yesterday went from happy to slappy. And what I mean is that the Serpentine belt just went ahead and tore apart on itself. So this happened yesterday, and we were here the next morning. Go ahead and repair this. This is a Mazda 2013 3 with the 1998 cc engine, and that's important to know because the belts are all different crazy sizes and all different types of displacements for the engines. So let me show you what we have going on here right now. We're taking a look in here. Yep, and there it is. As you can see, it definitely tore apart on itself. And as it was just yesterday that my buddy's wife was just driving down the road and heard a very audible noise, like just coming from the engine bay. We kind of heard it over like FaceTime, and we weren't really sure. I kind of had the suspicion of something like this, and well, we were right. And it caused a little bit of damage down there too, but I think we got this. And surprisingly, it's actually pretty small belt. Not very large at all. But this is not a very large engine, so we're gonna go ahead. We already have this thing on jack stands and it's jacked in the air. So what we're gonna go ahead and do now is prepare for this. We're gonna move the coolant reservoir, and then we gotta go ahead and make sure the engine is jacked up just a little bit to remove the pressure on these bolts here. The engine mount bracket as well, and so we have easy access and things aren't straining along the way here. So let's go ahead, get into the car, take the jack, nice block of wood, put in a safe spot to lift up the engine.
I should have wore blue jeans and a white shirt.
That's true.
The whole time.
No good. Burn it.
Cast it into the fire.
Well, you got your speed vents here.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then back there somewhere is the cover to access the oil filter.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what? No, it's not. It's gone.
That's right there.
It blew off.
It was there.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh well.
Just down the street.
Oil change is easier.
Yep. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and take off this whole bottom panel too, because that's what we need to do to get to the bottom of the engine here. This was fun. We had up in the front here, you had the 8mm bolts, and then I have one more there, and then you got to go all the way in yonder here, get some 10s, and then on the sides you also got 10s, but then up on the front here like 10s. So, and then you got some plastic little pry ones we got to get in the back. I don't think there's any in front anymore. So then we should be able to pull it down shortly. Nice. Hey! There's just one?
Yep, right here in the middle.
Just one. That's it. A little moisture between the car.
There's a little moisture between cars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You see, like, this isn't anything crazy, but we do have some evidence of, like, the actual rubber, like, breaking apart. As you can see right here. That's kind of interesting. The boat just smack around, just, like, rip up all that rubber, like, and just break apart. The little pieces. Of course, the foam's tore up too, but you got some little more foam. Actually, you got a lot of foam pieces kind of hanging around. Like, I mean, rubber, like even there, over there. So it's like the belt kind of just like went away. So now what we went ahead and did. We have jack on a piece of wood underneath here. You can see right here that I went ahead and went with the AC compressor. It has the brackets hanging out here. Don't need a lot of pressure. I don't like doing it on any pans, because you never know if anything could like crack or break, so I don't run the risk of that. Went on like the edge over here. The AC compressor is the little brackets, and so I had a little bit of pressure from the jack, and so kind of see the slight uppiness over here, which is good.
It doesn't come with a 16.
Of course it doesn't.
Why do they do that?
All right, that's not bad.
That was not bad at all.
No, it wasn't bad. It looks like honestly just it does pull up, and that's kind of about it.
Not very. It didn't break. It just went.
The bolt?
Yeah, it.
Are you sure it wasn't the socket?
Socket still looks good.
Well, that's good. I mean, it didn't like slide.
So are we taking this whole thing off?
Yeah. Wow. Did that really?
No,
just
it
come
was. That was easy.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, we didn't even need this.
You probably could just do it with your fingertips at this point. The heck. Alright, so we went ahead and took out the bolts that were on top of this mount right here. They're just 17mm. We went ahead and used the breaker, you know, like the breaker style one, and totally did not need that. They were, as you saw, very loose.
Inside.
That's about it right there. And, well, ta-da!
Well, there are two belts, but fortunately, the other one looks like it's in good shape. Should we go get the other one just anywhere in here? Oh man, yeah, I almost feel like we should.
We made a great discovery. There are two belts. You can see right there. This is kind of older style in a way, having like these two belts here. But the one that's the drive well, it looks like power steering, honestly. And then, but then the other belt is for like crank, and then alternator, and then the AC down there. So there are 2 belts. So the small one actually kind of makes sense. But while we're in there, kind of thing, and to not run the risk of having the other one go out, we're gonna go get the other belt too. So we're gonna make another trip to the auto store. We're being smart, and before we go back to the auto store, gonna go ahead and actually take off this Serpentine belt to make sure, we check the size, make sure it's the same. So there's a 17mm on here, and it's gonna be like kind of like like almost like a bolt sticking out. It's really long. This way you can put your bolt, your socket or your wrench on there. I always just use a wrench. Well, behold the evidence.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
We're good. Get it.
but what we're also gonna look at is the actual quality of this belt. Worn out, but if we flip it over, all the pieces are just shredding off and flaking off. Like I could take some of them off too if I really wanted to. But yeah, it's donezo. This car has actually, they bought it pretty new, and it's almost 100,000 miles, right?
Over 100,000.
Yeah, so definitely due for a change. Wow, look at that.
That is rough.
That is very rough. Toro. We have to go ahead and go on the crank here. We have to turn it, and we have to get the belt off. That's essentially what we're going to do. And so we're going to use this rag and try and give us some leverage on that, and should technically help us everything. So would probably be like the best idea too is we're going to take the spark plugs out to avoid building too much compression and build up, and then also make things easier to when turning the engine over. So I'm going to let Logan set up down there. I'm going to go ahead and get the spark plugs out then. The spark plugs are loose, and so they let out the air. Rag in place. We have a 21mm socket on there. Of course, impact rated as usual.
There we go. Better.
Hey, nice.
It doesn't look awful, but I mean, it
Yeah, 100,000 miles, man. Oh, look, see, stretchy belt.
Yeah.
They're fine. Is it stretching?
No.
No. Good news. Instead of so he's not going to use it as a belt for himself. Well, we're going to use it for the belt on the car. This is for the not power steering. Keep messing that up. It is for the water pump and the crank pulley. Then the part numbers 3PK794EE.
Oh, made in Italy.
Oh, even better. Perfect. Now, it is known to be able to put some lube on the crank and stuff like that to kind of get some things moving and the belt on, but you don't want to use really much of anything, of kind of like any kind of grease or anything like that, or oil, because that's just risky to, like, the belt might slip off some way somehow. So we're gonna try dish soap, because it'll eventually rinse off, right? And it's not gonna really cause any problems. So
That's good for ducks.
this is very true. Ducks love it. Look at the give the old try here. So we're gonna, yeah. So pretty much, you don't have like really a tensioner to really put the stuff on here. So we just gotta try these kind of methods here. I think we should be able to do it. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. Observe genius right there. So I was looking over in the corner, I saw zip ties, and I figured, let's just do that here. And then, so zip tied, like 2 zip ties through the hole here, around the back, have the belt in between as well. So that's right there. We have it fully on the bottom crank. We put 2 zip ties, so now we have 99 pound-foot torque, tensile steel strength. So we should be able to crank and pull. It should be pull it on. So we're going to tighten that down, make sure everything's in place. Is that belt all the way in place there? Let's see. Cool. Okay. Try it. Going slow. Oh,
I don't think that works either.
no?
Because what's happening is it's still like, take a look at what's going on. It's still like pinching on itself. Like it's
Tight. That's really tight. Oh, this works. Two-handing it.
it's pinching the belt and the zip tie.
I guess it's a good thing.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
That doesn't look good.
Well, it is working.
We're further than we were.
Okay, so, no. This is a big nope to getting that new belt on there. Why? Well, if you compare the two, from the original Mazda one to the new one, you got like an inch difference of like slack on there. So we've been fighting for,
3 hours? 2 hours?
That feels like 3.
Two.
We're gonna say,
Feels like 3.
we're gonna say 2 to be safe. trying every which way, up, down, left, right, from under, above, trying to slide it on. Soap, obviously. Took the soap off, cleaned that off. Tried to slide it on that way too. We got nothing. It's just, there was no way it's gonna ever like slide on. So we kind of came to the decision that let's like take the old one. Still looks pretty good. If we need to, we'll go ahead and get the original Mazda one. Come back later because it really wasn't that hard to get the actual Serpentine belt off with the mounts. Come back, just take the whole thing off again. Take like 15 minutes. Then we'll go back and put the other new belt on if we have the right size. So kind of came to the conclusion, and we just decided to put the old belt back on there. Literally took, we actually tried.
10 seconds?
Yeah, 10 seconds. So never doing that again with the new belt. So I'm just gonna say, watch out when you're buying a non-OEM part like this for a belt like that. That was nasty. So we're gonna actually put the actual Serpentine belt on now and bolt everything back up, and we should just be good to go.
Unless this one doesn't fit.
Oh boy. It's time. Here we go. Logan, hit it, my friend. Hope it doesn't like snap out and smack you in the face right here. That's nice. AC's working. Everything else is working. And apparently sounds better. That's a win. As you can see, the car is moved out of the garage area and is running perfectly now. We went ahead and put everything back to normal, and it's running, and we went ahead and put the original Mazda OEM water pump belt back on because it looks great. And if we really want to replace it, we're going to go get an OEM one because it's the correct size, not like some third-party ones. You gotta watch out. So that's the kind of moral of the story here is like, watch out for third-party parts because they're sometimes not going to be correct size. I know it could like stretch over time with heat and wear, but it was like an inch off, all right, and that's a lot for putting the belt back on. So that's how you get it back on there, and it's a lot easier. All you should be able to do is kind of push and then turn the crank, pops in. So the guys, there you go. That is the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give a thumbs up right there. Make sure you leave a comment down below if you have any questions or comments about any of this process, and make sure you subscribe for more content coming your way quite like this and much more. As the wind is now kicking up here, it's time for me to say goodbye. Guys, thank you so much again for watching. This is GT Sam. I'm going to catch you next time. The winds of change. 2.0 engine from 1998. From 1998.
From 1998?
Oh,
2013 from 1998?
jeez. That's gonna mess me up to the CCs, dang it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take another take.
Hopefully we don't find out while doing this that it's actually the 2000cc engine.
Yeah, that was thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you do that terrible voiceover dub.
Yeah.
2000cc engine.
And so, here we go.
Zoom.
What you got?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.